This is Joey Atlas back with another episode number 4 of the Fitness Whisperer podcast, season number 2. And this episode is yet another, not just a cellulite success story, but an overall health, wellness, fitness, family fitness success story. And this is a good one for even not just for ladies, but for guys. Guys, if you've been struggling and you're going to listen to a story that there are many parallels, maybe even with your wife, your girlfriend and such, but many lessons to be taken here. In addition to the awesome cellulite success story we're going to be sharing the details of, I'm going to have my awesome guest introduce herself first. But before I do that, anybody brand new here, if you're just discovering this, if somebody just shared it with you, you got to get started with our freebies. Everything starts with our free home lit toning program. And it's for guys and girls, okay? Easy stuff, but you will know you're in a different place. Just go to fitnesstraining.live, fitnesstraining.live, and just put your name and email address in. You'll get the free program sent to you, several days worth, plus more bonuses. And then anything else you want beyond that, it's purely up to you. We've got everything from a basic membership of things that you can use for life, which is what Marcia is using, all the way up to personal coaching and even the home gym system you see here in the background. We can get you one of those too if you ever want one. So I am going to save my intro. Marcia, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. This is Marcia Sampaio Campos. Marcia, tell us who you are first. Tell us about your life. Let the listener and viewer know who you are. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's my pleasure to be here, Joey, with you and finally meet you, not in person, like I said, but face to face talking to you. I feel like I know you for a long time, and it's been only for 1 year that I've been following you. So introducing myself, my name is Marcia. I have 2 last names because I'm from Brazil. So in Brazil, we don't have middle names. Most likely we have 2 last names. One comes from the mother side, the other one comes from the dad side. I'm 43 years old. I have 2 kids, a 9-year-old boy and a 7-year-old girl. I work full-time. I'm a dentist and I teach in a big university here in the US. I've been living here for almost 7 years now. And it's just myself, my husband, and my 2 kids. So you imagine like how busy my life is. And as a good Brazilian, I have always been skinny and very self-conscious about my appearance and such, because living in a tropical area, you got to show yourself and you got to show your skin very much, like a lot of times. And since I remember, I always been skinny, but I always have had cellulite. Mm-hmm. And I thought that it would be like genetic or run in my family, but then my mom doesn't have that much. And I was confused about it since the beginning. But around my 20s, I could notice this, but it was not in such a way that it would embarrass me. So I would go out and, show off my legs and things like that. But it got really worse when I got into my 30s. Mm-hmm. And then is when my struggle started, and it was really bad.
Okay. So this is great. So you're a wife, busy wife. You got the kids, busy mom. You're a dentist and you're a practicing dentist and you're a teaching professor.
Yes, and I do research too.
Research as well.
Yes.
So
yeah.
super busy, running a household and a practicing dentist and a professor and a researcher. Mm-hmm. That's a busy, fully loaded life. All right.
Yes.
So we're setting the stage here. All right. So cellulite started early in your life. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a problem really until your 30s. It got more pronounced. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go back. Do you remember what things? So this is really important. You said you're skinny, very different than a lot of my clients. 80% of them are overweight. 20% are not overweight. They're either too skinny or their body composition is really out of whack. And we have to change the body composition. You're in the skinny category, but yet you still had things about your body you were not happy with. They were getting worse. We call it cellulite, the dimples, the ripples, the shadows. And this is all evident in your before photos that you shared in the group, that I've shared in emails, that I still have. We're gonna do updated progress photos. The last ones you shared were awesome. I mean,
I
There's
know.
no better proof than seeing
I know. Tell
cellulite,
me about it. Yeah.
right?
I
So
know. Oh my gosh.
so let's rewind it. Now, anybody listening,
Mm,
please know that this is not just about cellulite. This is about overall health, wellness, longevity, strength, immune system boosting, mindset clarification and mentality, emotional, psychological improvements. We're going to talk about all that because this is not just about the superficial aesthetics. One of the ways we fix it is by addressing all this other stuff. So let's go back, Marcia.
mhm,
When it started getting worse, do you remember what you started trying or doing to
mhm.
fix it, look into it, etc.?
Yes. Well, I used to joke to myself or joke with others about my appearance. And I'm Brazilian and I have curves. Although I'm skinny, I have curves. And then people would say back, wow, this is a good thing. Having curves is a good thing. And I would say back, if you can keep them up, that's a good thing. But, life happens and it's just hard to keep them up. So I was a tap dancer for years. So I had incredible legs on my 20s. And then I got in dental school and my career was just like taking over and really when I had my kid, my first kid, my son Raphael, I was 33 years old, and then is when it got really bad.
What
And
did
two
what
years
did you start seeing?
uh it started with like a orange peel appearance on the back of my thighs and the side of my thighs. And I didn't have like huge dimples, but then I had the ripples.
Uh,
And then it started to have like huge shadows and waves, especially like I said, on the back of my thighs and the side of my thighs. That was my biggest
so
problem.
that's
Uh,
that's where it was early on.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And then 2 years later, after I had my second child, Lisa, I was 35 at the time. And that was when I was really unhappy about my overall appearance. And people wouldn't notice that because, like I said, I've always been in a good shape and I was always dressing well. But I started to show less and less my legs, and I wouldn't wear anything above my knees.
Okay.
Not in a, not even in a shadow. No way. There will be no way I will do this. And living in Brazil, that was really hard for me to handle because you imagine we have barbecues and everything
Sure.
happens, like sunlight, and then we have swimming pools and things like that. And I was always wearing long skirts or jumpers or things that would cover up my skin
Right.
pretty much. And that was so bad and hit me so badly. And then I started to go hard on the gym.
Mm.
Um, and I was a busy mama, two young kids,
Yeah.
full-time worker because I was still working in Brazil, like having my dental office there, and also teaching in a big university in Brazil before I moved to the US. And I was trying hard. I was trying like cardio, and I lose weight like crazy. And that when I got really confused about cellulite, because they say that when you lose weight, you don't have fat, and then the cellulite is going to minimize. And I'm like, I'm not seeing this happening.
No.
And the more cardio or heat, I was doing, the more it was, appearing,
So
and the
so
more
you were
cellulite
doing
was
the
taking
hardcore
over.
stuff. You were doing hit programs.
Oh
You were like
yes, oh yes. Like
gym
I went
programs.
through like everything, like Tabata, heat, and I will do, because I want a fast results,
Right.
because I'm a very fast-paced person and I have a busy life, and I want to get it done, and I work hard for my things and I don't give up. So I'm like, why is not happening? So I was dieting, and I hate to diet
Right.
because I love cooking, that. And
Yes.
I cook every day for my kids and my husband. And I cook fresh foods. It's not like junk food.
No. You
Um,
cook like the recipes in Total Access.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, and I was cutting off carbs, and I was doing a lot of protein and all that crazy stuff.
Right.
And I was getting moody because, like I said, I like to
Yeah.
eat good food. And I was finding myself prepping meals for the whole week, and I would have grilled chicken and baked potato or like sweet potato and eggs like
And
every day.
no fat added.
No, and I
No,
could
no
even bear,
seasonings
the
added.
only, no, the only fat would be avocado, you know. So I
Awful,
couldn't
awful.
bear, I know I couldn't bear this anymore, any longer.
It was so
And
dysfunctional, right?
it was, I mean, my mindset and my mind was just, like super bad. I was in a very dark place because first of all, I was doing a lot of stuff and not seeing any results. On the contrary, I was seeing
It
things
was
getting
getting
worse
worse.
and worse.
Right.
Yes. And I feel like I was beating myself to a level that I could not sustain and I could
Right.
not keep up with. And I was not seeing any results. And I was dieting and I was not eating healthy like I wanted to. And it was not being good at all for
Right.
my body and my soul,
So it became a physical problem. It became a psychological dysfunction.
Yes,
A lot
pretty
of
much.
confusion and frustration, and
Mhm.
not even enjoying your days because of this crazy stuff you're trying to do to force your body to change.
Yeah, to be honest with you, when I was going to like CrossFit and all sorts of, you name it, I did it all. I did all the challenges because I wanted fast results. So then I would look for a different program, famous ones. With all the respect, they might work for somebody else. They did not work for me.
Yeah.
And I'm a real person with a real life, and I
Right.
was just not seeing the results that they were promising.
Yeah. You're not
So
the
I
only one.
tried,
There's so many people in your shoes. They're just embarrassed to talk about it. But this
yeah.
is why we do this. So keep
Yeah,
going.
and then I started to do the challenges, like 100 squats for a month and not seeing anything happening. And I was just getting frustrated and frustrated. And I reached a point that I was like obsessed about my cellulite. It was not about my health and my overall body. So I would go to the gym, not kidding, like for at least 1 hour minimum, doing cardio every single day. And I was totally overlooking my upper body and my core because I didn't care about it. Like I said, I'm petite, I'm 5'4", and I always been skinny. I weighed like 110 to 117 through all my life.
Mhm.
Now my weight is 124 and I've never looked better. Yeah. See, look here.
Love it. Yeah. Big
Not bulky,
results.
not bulky, but it's like,
No,
and
no, it's
now,
toned. It's toned. It's
yes,
sculpted,
yes. And now that I
and
see
you
the
feel
result,
good.
yes, and I see the results that I got, that I'm keep getting with my lower body, I can focus on my upper body and my core too. So my posture got better. I mean, my overall strength got better because now I don't have to overload because I was just doing lower body like crazy. Like every single day I would work one different side of the muscle. And that thing that you use momentum and you just have to push harder because that last 3 or 4 reps, they're gonna be the ones that
Moving
are gonna,
fast and forcing it.
yeah, and they're gonna make the difference. And I was like,
No,
kidding myself, like I cannot do this.
no,
And no, so it was not for me.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is really, really good. All right. So before we rewind,
Hmm.
so as we speak right now, like before we rewind into some of the details,
Hmm.
at percentage wise, how much of your cellulite issues, the dimples, ripple, shadows, are gone?
I can tell you like 90% to even more than that.
Yeah.
I I'm telling you, there's some days, I mean, depending on the light, I would see
Yeah.
cellulite, especially because we have like eyes of a loop,
Right.
like we are like looking different angles and
Yeah.
searching. And but people don't notice this anymore. I went to Brazil and I talked to all
You're
of
out
these
in a
sisters.
bikini now. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, what happened this year, after 15 years, I'm not kidding, because the last swimming suit that I bought, it was for my honeymoon 15 years ago.
Wow.
15 years ago. It still fits me, but I wouldn't wear this without a coverage or anything like
Yeah.
that. So for the first time in 15 years, I went to a store and I bought like several swimming suits because now I can show myself.
Yeah.
And I live in a neighborhood that has 2 swimming pools. And I'm going to the swimming pool every day after work. I mean, I live
Wow.
in Michigan, so we have to
Yeah.
enjoy the short
Right.
summer that we
Sure.
have. So I've been enjoying this and I'm not ashamed anymore. So this, if we were recording this a year ago, you would see like even my face was not the same. So
Right.
I'm totally different person from inside and outside. So it's a totally different story.
All right, so we're good. This is awesome. And so you've shared photos to prove this, but always in the
Mhm.
photos, even with all the other ladies who've like gotten 80, 90, 95% improvements, Lauren, Mary, I'm forgetting some of them, Christina, Michelle, Kari, like there's so many women,
Louise, Cindy
right?
B,
Louise,
Becca,
Diana, I lose track. There's so many. You can't always see.
Annabelle.
Yes, Annabelle.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, I can't keep track
I
anymore.
know, I know.
These are all cellulite success stories that are continuing.
Hmm.
All right, and we're going to get to the bigger reasons why, like where the
Hmm.
real focus has to be. Um, but it's always hard to see the real improvements in the photos because the photos, like they're just hard to capture the real life
Yeah.
actuality of what you're seeing and experiencing. The photos you shared though were awesome, the most
I
recent ones.
know.
I look forward to your next ones, but
Hmm.
because women love to see that. Like they want
I
to see,
know.
and
I know.
that's to the stranger coming into our world. They want to see some proof in
Yeah.
addition to the actual stories.
And the biggest difference I feel in terms of like a lot of different groups that I've been following, and I'm not only talking about your training and yourself as a trainer. You're great, you're amazing, and I want to talk about you
Thank you.
too. But the support group that we have, the women that we have there, they are real women
Yes.
struggling with the same struggles, and we are not there to show off. We are not sharing our story just to,
No,
like I
it's
have
not
this and I
ego.
have
It's
that.
not about ego.
No, it's not to brag. It's
No.
just to show how possible and how
Right.
doable this is. And
Yes.
if I could achieve this and I'm still achieving this and I know that I won't stop, you can do this too. So it's just a way that we found to, just keep ourselves going and moving forward and getting even better results. So this is something that it's totally different. And this is
Yes.
about mindset.
Yes. So anybody listening here, like brand new, stumbling upon this, Marcia used to do all the hardcore stuff. She's tried the crazy diets, the no fat, the clean carbs, no seasonings, no flavor, totally confused, frustrated, getting worse despite how crazy and hard she went, doing the hardcore stuff, the hit stuff, the challenges, the CrossFits, everything. Now she's, as you hear her, she's getting all the results she could ever want and more. Because she is a petite lady and wasn't overweight, her weight is actually higher, but her body composition and her cellulite is almost gone. Everything's better. All right. So we're going to talk about the gentle approach you're doing, my methods, lit, not hit, the Atlas way, my specialty in the lower body trouble zone programs and the rest of the body. These are all part of Total Access that includes Naked Beauty, Boom and Buns, the ultimate leg, butt, hip, and thigh makeover, To the Max, the sequel, gorgeous glutes, tightly toned thighs, legs for life, includes all those. Those are all the things you've been rotating, right?
Yes. And all the recipes and the
The
stretching and
recipes, good, like we don't have to diet. Like you could see
Mhm.
me on cam. If anybody's listening to the audio version, you're going to want to come see the video. You're going to want to see the smile on Marcia's beautiful face. You're going to want to see me, this old guy in my 50s, who is in very, very good shape because I like inspiring people and proving what's possible, in addition to having real life guests on to prove their story and share that with you. This is real. Like we go gently, we go slowly, we eat properly. We don't ever diet. We eat properly, delicious nutrition. These are all the quickly fit, rapid results recipes that we share that allow your body to become its best, its healthiest, its strongest, and allow your body to get the results you're looking for instead of making your body and your brain worse. So it all starts at fitnesstraining.live, where you could start getting the freebies. If you're listening to this on audio, you want to see us talking right now, you can take the shortcut to my YouTube channel. Just the shortcut is www.joeyatlas.tv. That's Joey, JoeyAtlas.tv. And on that note, Marcia, let's rewind the clock. you want to tell some parts of this surprising story that I don't even know about yet.
Yeah.
So let's go back to, I think you want to start where, I think you said 2015, where you
Yes,
discovered me. All
when I
right, so
found you.
I'm going to let you take
Yes.
over from here. It's all yours.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Sure. So, like I said, my cellulite got worse after I had my kids. And when I was 35, 36, I moved from Brazil to the US. And I had two young kids, pretty busy life, and I was adjusting with everything. And then, exactly, I think in September of 2015, I found you. And I was searching on the internet and I saw that video with all those funny cartoons that was showing up, like
Me
explaining
describing the
cellulite, you
cellulite
describing
problem.
cellulite. Do you remember that video?
Yes.
I mean, of course you do. The one that you translated to Portuguese and sent it to me so I
Yes.
could send to my friends in Brazil.
Yes.
Awesome. So that video. So, and I'm a researcher and I have PhD postdoctoral training, and I mean I'm huge in like reading papers, scientific papers, but in regards to cellulite, if you tell me that I would have to eat grass every day and, jump 3 times, I would do that just because I don't know. I was so desperate to see results and to get rid of this and not be embarrassed about myself anymore that I would do anything. But when I heard you, I was like, this is different. I never tried anything like that. It's gentle. And when I saw your freebies and your videos, I said, this can't be true. I don't think it's going to work because I've been hitting heavy and nothing is happening. Like this guy's crazy, but I don't know. I'm just going to give it a go. I'm not, doing anything. Like, I mean, like, let's try. So I bought the Naked Beauty program, just the Naked Beauty. I don't know. I think I paid like $50 for that at that time. So anyway, and I remember you saying, because you send an email to us and you say like, open a file and then put all the emails that I'm going to send to you. So I started to work out with you and I did it for maybe less than a month or maybe a month. I don't know why. Now I know, but I don't know why I just dropped it. I just said, and although I started to see, I got to tell you, I started to see results. I mean, not incredible results. It was less than a month, but still, I started to see, this is different, but this works.
Yeah.
But I was just not ready. Like I said, my whole mindset and my whole, past history of like going to the gym, lifting heavy weights and things like that, all the protein and carbs and all that, killing it, bro, sort of thing. I couldn't get rid of this. And I was not ready. I didn't have the right mindset to jump and give my leap of faith and really see, what you were introducing to me. So like I said, even though I saw results, I dropped it.
Right.
And then life happened. And then I went back to that cycle, like doing HIIT and endless cardios for over than an hour. And I was, like I said, living in the US with two young kids and my husband. And I was doing, my husband and I, we do everything pretty much. We take care of the house, we take care of our kids, we go work and we alternate and we do everything. Mm-hmm. So I would put my kids in bed around 7:30 p.m. And I would go to the gym. I would barely see my husband after work because I would put my kids in bed, go to the gym and spend a good an hour or 2 hours working out hard. Mm-hmm. And that was happening for 5 years. Wow. And the more I did cardio, the more I was pushing. And at that time, I was 40 already, because I started my journey here in the US when I was 35, 36. So I was 40 already. And I couldn't keep up with that way of living, and it was not good for my mental health. I was not happy at work. I was not a good mom. I was not a good wife. I was not a good person at all. I'm a very positive and optimistic person, and I just have this in me. I don't know. Now, giving up is not something that it's part of my vocabulary, and it's just, I don't know, it's something that I don't have in me. But I was ready to give up because nothing was happening. And I started to have cellulite on the front of my thighs, close to my knees. And I'm like, what is happening? Because I'm killing myself. I was not seeing my husband. I was not seeing my kids too much because I was going to the gym. Then I got a pretty severe injury on my back.
What was that from?
That at that time I was following some booty royalty, if you know what I mean. So those guys that they tell you to do hip thrusts with a lot of weight, like it was more than I could bear for sure, but I
Do you
was just
remember?
doing
Do you
this.
remember which specific exercises
It was hip thrust
with the bar
with
on
the
your
bar, with the bar, and with a lot of weight, like
awful?
yeah. And I even have to, like everyone else who does this crazy stuff, we have to wrap around with the cushion. So otherwise, you're gonna
So bad,
really hard,
so bad.
hit your hip,
Right.
and hurt your hip. So I was doing this, and I finished up the sets, and I was not feeling okay, but still I could stand up.
Mm.
But then when I tried to sit down, I couldn't bend. I
Yeah.
couldn't sit. That was
Right.
it. I don't even know how I got back home, because to get inside my car and really bend my lower back here, it was something that was so painful. And like I said, I told you I'm a dentist, so I work with patients. I have to sit and bend
Right.
over
Right.
all the time.
Mm.
So it was something that I couldn't do for over than a month. And I still felt the effects of this back injury for a good 6 months or 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
So then that was it. I was like, okay, I
Done.
have to give up.
Right.
I have to accept that I'm going to have cellulite and it's going to get worse and worse. I tried everything. And this was last March. So it was a little bit before COVID really hit. But like I said, I don't give up. When I want something, I want something. And I said, okay, exercising is not with me. Dieting is not working. So nothing is working. I'm going to search for surgical procedures. That's the next thing. And I was trying to avoid, but that's my next goal too. So I searched, and I read a lot of articles and scientific papers about the only FDA approved minimally invasive procedure that they have on the market. I'm not going to say the name, but it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And they say that they get like 80% of results, but then, statistically, if you are in that 15% of not getting results, you are paying a lot of money. It was around minimum 5K.
Yep. And that 80% is bogus. There's no way.
Yeah. And if you are in that 15%, even if it's 99%, you are in that 1%, for you, it's going to be 100%. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
So that was still a big risk that I wouldn't get the results, and I would pay a lot of money, would have a lot of pain because the pictures are terrible. They vacuum the area and then they go with some small scissors and they cut the fibers. So the dimples are not going to be.
I know women who've done that, and they come to me because it's worse and I have to help them.
Yes.
Fix it.
So then, but I scheduled my appointment and I was ready to go. And they said, well, minimum is going to be 5K, but we're going to have 2 exam new. So then COVID hit. And I had to think through and really go back and forth, like rescheduling the appointments, because people didn't know about COVID and how hard it would be. So I scheduled and rescheduled several times. And then I just decided to cancel. And then for some crazy chances, I don't know why, but you got back to my mind. I'm like, wait, I still have that folder with that guy talking about cellulite. And look, I'm not overweight.
Right.
I don't have to lose weight. So my problem is cellulite. That's it. So he has a solution for that, because this is what he's saying. So, and I got some sort of results back in the day when I first tried Joey Atlas. And I said, I'm going to go back there. So then I had the folder and I went back, and I couldn't even get into I had the PDFs, but I couldn't get to the videos because there was like a old password. And then I found a new site.
We upgraded.
Yes. But then I found out, because it has been like 5 years since I first found you. So then I found out that you had the Facebook group, and I got into the Facebook group, and I remember that I asked a question. I asked a question to you, and you replied back to me, and I said, "Whoa, what is happening here? This guy's." I even now I don't know how you can manage all this stuff you do.
It's tricky.
Oh my gosh. But you replied to me and I said, look, I have the old password and I cannot, find out this and that. And you walked me through everything. Louis Davis and Cindy B and Beth, they were amazing. And they were talking about total access. And I started to go more and more into your world. And it was so amazing. And that's how I got back to this path. And I think I had to go through all this failure, all this
Yeah.
attempts and unsuccessful attempts to really get the right mindset. And I was going to extremes, not only to spend a lot of money, but putting my health at risk.
Right.
And then I was just ready for it. I was just ready to
Yeah.
forget about the other things and just go deep into Joey Atlas, the truth, And I got to tell you, the first pictures that I post on Facebook group, they were really hard for me to post because I'm very self-conscious and it was not something that would ever wanted anyone to know about me. But I did this just because I was so amazed with my results. And this was just doing naked beauty for 6 weeks. This is when 5 to 6 weeks is when I started to see amazing. It's not like just a little bit, it's amazing results because you've seen my pictures.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of my story. And you don't know how much you have impacted my life and my kids and my husband's life, because I am a better person. And it was just the right time, the right trainer, the right mindset, the right nutrition. And it was through this very hard time throughout COVID that I could benefit myself from being between jobs, and then I could exercise more, take more, care of myself. And I'm so grateful that I have found you again. When I was ready for you, when I was ready to open my mind. And really important here, one thing that I stopped doing, and I never did this before with any other program, I was always looking for something different. But when I found you, I stick to the plan and I didn't do any other crazy challenge or cardio or any other thing. It was 100% Joey Atlas. So if you are looking for pictures and results, and if you get the chance to get to the group, to the Facebook group, and you see my pictures, you're going to see that 100% of my results are because of Joey Atlas methods, because I didn't do anything. And this is, I think, is the recipe for my success, truly, because I stick to the plan and it worked.
Right.
And it's still working.
Thank you. This is great. So thank you so much for the good words, but also for sharing the details with the woman who's listening right now. Like, regardless of age, doesn't matter if she's 16, 18, 40, 50, even in your 70s, like, this program will help you, because it's not just about cellulite. This is about rebuilding your body in a gentle, safe way that's actually more effective. You've heard it from Marcia herself. More effective from a physiological perspective to induce the results, to engage, activate, stimulate the structures of your body to bring about change first on the inside and then becomes visible on the outside. Okay? Very important. We remove momentum. We're doing the opposite. That's why Marcia was saying this guy's crazy. Like, but he's making sense, right?
Yeah.
And you're a researcher. You're smart
Mhm.
enough to discern, okay, this is making sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But you knew. In my presentation videos, I tell you straight up, if you want different results, you are going to have to do something different. And this is different. We're doing the opposite of what all the mass market mainstream is trying to tell you to do. Go fast, go crazy, do 3 more, even though you can't do 3 more. You got to force it if you want your body to change. And then you got to eat clean. If you're not eating clean, you're messing up. It's your fault. Like, all this nonsense that's totally dysfunctional, unrealistic, unsustainable, and leads most people, not just women, even men, to getting worse and worse. In addition to getting the injuries, your injury was one example. There are so many people that hurt their hips, their shoulders, their neck, other parts of their back, their knees. Like, the body is delicate. And if you don't treat your body with delicate respect and proper training and stimulation, not only are you not going to get the results you deserve and want, you're going to suffer damage. You're going to suffer damage. I've been in this my whole life. I know it. I've seen it. I've rehabbed many, many clients back to normal and then beyond the goals they used to be shooting for using the mass market methods. Okay. I'm passionate about this. That's why I bring on case study, success story examples to share the proof with you, but also to give you the details of what is the difference? Like, why does this work? Why should I believe it? Right? You don't have to believe it. That's your choice. Like, I'm good either way. Like, there are so many success stories that get shared now. Like, whenever I post them on my blog and in the podcast and on other pages, they get shared. People are sharing the success stories. And so they're like, yeah, I don't need to see any more. Like, I want those results in an easy way that I could do at home. I'm sold. Where do I sign up? Right? So $150 program isn't going to make me rich, but I do this to help people. I do this because I know I've got something unique. It's been sent through me from divine sources to bring to people who need it, who need to save themselves. Like, Marcia, you said it yourself, like, you're a better person now. Not because you got rid of your cellulite. That's one ingredient, but tell us the details. Tell that listener who knows they can be a better person mentally, psychologically, emotionally. How does that dynamic happen? How do you think it happened to you? Explain it.
I think I was so obsessed about the way that I looked that I missed the most important thing, that was my health. And that, encompasses mind and everything else.
All your
And
vitals.
yes, and then getting frustrated about doing everything I was told to do,
Every
and not
day.
not getting results. I was just beating myself up. And I didn't have energy. I didn't have the time and the energy to spend with, time with my kids, because I was just using everything just to fulfill something that was not working. So I was just being beat up over and over again. And one of the things that I feel like I not only have more time, but I have more energy, like I said. And I don't feel like working out is a punishment anymore.
Right.
It's my me time, and trust me,
It's
it's
enjoyable.
just, yeah, and it's just for 30 minutes. If I have more time, I will do 40 minutes, and it's doable. You have to follow the sequence, but you can stop. Sometimes I'm even cooking for my kids, and I'm in between, like some breaks of my job, and I can do part of the session and then go back and do the rest of the session later, which was something that was never thought that I could do. Because you're just, no, you got to push yourself. It's like 1 hour, 2 hours, and just keep going. So I just shift. It was a whole mindset shift for me.
Mindset shift. There you go.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. And I just, not only because I'm seeing results now and they are clear. I mean, it's undeniable. It's 90% to 100. Like, in person, it's even better. But I'm not obsessed about my cellulite. And I know that I'm much more than that. And I know that I have other parts of my body that they look better now, because now I see myself as a whole. I like myself more. I enjoy myself more. Like I keep saying in the group, like, love to all. This is what I want to say, love yourself more, be kind to yourself, because people are not going to be kind to yourself, and you can be your worst enemy. So it's a whole mindset shift. And I don't care if I have a little bit of cellulite. I don't have to be perfect. I look amazing the way that I look, and I love myself. And this is something that, if you have the right nutrition, the right training, it's going to be really good for you. But you need to have the right mindset to keep going. Otherwise, you're going to deviate your path and you're going to go off the road. So this is something that is really important. And you set the tone so well. And I'm a dentist, so look, I need to have a beautiful smile, because otherwise people are going to look at me like, you are a dentist and you don't even have a good smile, like you don't have pretty teeth. So you have to look great if you are doing this. And look at you've been doing this for years and years, and there's got to be right. And
Thank
one
you.
thing that I noticed that was really hard for me, like I said, I'm a very fast-paced person. So the slow moves and the slow tempo and that thing that you have to do, and I have a good endurance and I have good muscle memory from the old hardcore days.
Yeah.
So I can skip, from one exercise to another one really fast.
Mhm.
But I keep, the slow tempo, and I keep this just because I feel my muscles and my fascia and everything working so much better in the way that I never felt.
Right.
I feel like the good burn,
Yes.
like you say, and the burn goes on and on for one day after, and I feel it, when I'm walking, I feel my muscles and I see the definition now.
Yes.
And I mean, my body, it's rounded and everything. I lost inches and inches in areas that I've never thought that I would.
And your weight is higher. You've lost inches, but
Yes.
your weight is higher. So
Who
you
would ever
sculpted,
imagine?
right? You've
Yes.
sculpted a beautiful shape by changing your body composition the right way. Not only are you training muscles, but you know this, we're training fascia,
Mm-hmm.
connective tissue,
Nerve.
ligaments, tendons, and nerves. Most
Mm-hmm.
people, other trainers don't even talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what the slow tempo sequential type training does. That's
Mm-hmm.
part of the magic. We're
Mm-hmm.
training all these structures, and all those structures, when they work together and they all get firmer, thicker, more dense, and healthier, then
Mm-hmm.
we see the changes on the outside that we're looking for. Okay,
Yes.
so let's rewind here. You started seeing amazing results within the first 6 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
like definite, yeah, my cellulite's going away,
Oh
right? My
yeah.
body's improving. I want to let the listener know some women do see results within the first 6 to 8 weeks. Some women do not. Some women, it takes longer. It takes 3, 4, 5 months to start seeing results because we have many factors. We have previous lifestyle, we have age, we do have some genetic factors that play into the body you inherited from your parents' combination.
Mm-hmm.
You have previous lifestyle factors, previous diet damage, previous nutrition damage. Maybe you used to be a smoker and a heavy drinker and ate the average American diet, which damages the body. It takes us time to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
So I say this because I don't want anybody listening, watching, to have unrealistic expectations that, oh, it's 6 weeks and I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah.
You must be patient. You have the rest of your life ahead of you. Things will only get worse if you don't do the right thing starting now. So you might as well start, be patient, be consistent. And Marcia, you know this. Don't focus on the cellulite anymore. If you've heard the subtleties and what Marcia is sharing, she started focusing on her health, on her mindset, on her emotional stability, her psychological strength, the bigger reasons why she should be doing this, because she wants to be a better mom, wife, teacher, professor, dentist. She realized when she got hurt and she was doing hip thrusts with the bar on her pelvic joint that you see all over the internet and Instagram, you
Crazy.
probably slipped a disc. You probably had a slight bulge in a disc, right? That
Yeah.
that major issue that took you out of work for a
Mm-hmm.
month. The dentist should not be out of work because that creates major problems,
I
right?
know.
Anybody missing work for a month, that's a problem. And if your workout is hurting you, it's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing. Your fitness is supposed to help you, not hurt you.
Yeah.
And yes, deliver the aesthetic results we're looking for, but your focus has to be on what other benefits do I want? Do I want to prevent osteoporosis? Do I want to prevent diabetes? Exercise is proven to prevent cancers now. Do I want to prevent cancer? Do I want to prevent brain disorders and early decay, early aging of the brain and the neurological system? When you start focusing on your health, your internal wellness, your mental longevity, and your ability to live a full life, and you do the things like Marcia was outlining this whole recording, this whole episode, your body's going to start to change on the outside. My focus, Marcia, thank you for the compliments. My focus is not for this muscle tone you see on this old guy, right? And I say that sarcastically because my doctor says every year, all your vitals say that you're 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
At the time of this recording, I'm going in 3 weeks
For
from
your
an
new.
annual,
Mm-hmm.
right? And my doctor's like, man, I wish everybody took care of themselves like you because that would be like a doctor's dream. He's a fit doctor. Like my doctor,
Mm-hmm.
he lives this lifestyle. He's not the kind of doctor that he's got a big gut. He looks like he's got no muscle tone. He's got his own health issues. No, my doctor walks the walk.
Mhm.
So internal health, wellness, longevity. You focus on that, your body improves, your life gets better, everything gets better, and you can keep doing this for life because it's sustainable. So reset your expectations, be patient with yourself. Forget about your past, like Marcia said she had to do. Change your focus, be open-minded, and then give yourself a chance.
Yeah,
And
this is really,
relax.
yeah, this is
Relax.
really important. Yeah, this is really important what you're saying about time wise, because some people might think, wow, I've been working out longer than that, even using Joey's methods, and I'm not getting the same results. Well, everybody and everybody, it's going
Right.
to respond differently. That's true. We are not robots. We are human beings.
Yes.
And like you said, it's going to be different. So I stopped putting myself, a time frame to achieve my goals, because now I know that I chose this for
Lifestyle.
life.
Right.
Yes. And I'm happy about it. And it's not on my focus. It's not on my cellulite anymore. I am just happy, to do
And you're setting,
stretching
right, you're doing the
routines.
stretching, the stretches. The
Yes. It
stretches
was
are like
something.
life-changing themselves.
Exactly. And I feel good about doing this. I don't feel like this is a punishment anymore. And this benefited my kids and my husband so much. They've been working out with me.
Yes,
They've
I
been
love
seeing,
this.
yes, I mean, they've been seeing their mommy, setting up a good example. Like they're gonna see, and I think the relationship that they're gonna have with fitness and their body is
Yes,
gonna be
very
totally
different.
different.
Yes.
Very different, because they are seeing their mommy happy, enjoying, and is,
And you're
having
teaching them.
fun
You're
when I'm
teaching them
working
by
out with you.
example.
Yeah, they
That's
even
how I
like,
got into this. My
I
father
know,
was doing this stuff at
you
home.
see,
He would
I
bring me
know.
to the gym. He would bring us to the gym in the 70s when he was, when my younger brother and sister got a little older, he would bring them. But we learned because he was the example. You're doing the same thing. There's no
Yes.
more valuable gift that you can give your kids than the example of living a healthy, strong life.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And I think it's not about time. What we wanted to let you know, all the women who are here, telling our story, sharing our success story about cellulite. It's not only about cellulite, and it's not a matter of time. You have to shift your mindset to keep going and change, and this is going to transform your life in ways that you can never imagine. And this is true, and this is, like I said, it's for life. And it's something that I want to keep doing, because I see progress every time, and I know that this is not going to stop, and it's making me happy and more confident. And yeah, that's
it affects every aspect of life. So
Yeah.
so you obviously, we talked about, you started with Naked Beauty, which is the main program a lot of women find when they're looking for answers for cellulite, or a success story gets shared and goes viral again. When do you remember exactly when or how you went for Total Access to get all the other lower body programs and all the
You
stretching and the recipes and the other body part programs?
I do. I started to follow you with just the Naked Beauty. It was end of May last year, and I was skeptical, of course. But then after 5 to 6 weeks, I was totally amazed, and I said, okay, now I'm ready for Total Access. And like $19 to work out in my house with like barely known equipment, and I bought the bands
Right.
after a little while. And it was the best decision ever. I can tailor my workouts. If I have 15 minutes, I will find something to do in 15 minutes. I can combine sessions, because I
Right.
like to work this part of my body and this part of my body. And I have this exercise in 2 different sessions. I can combine them. And I can go for stretching sessions. I can go for recipes. And it's really fun to work out with you. Sometimes I'm walking around and my kids are like, whoa, what a burn, Mom. Because you were part of the family now. It's just you remember my daughter, she even recorded a video, and I posted on Facebook group, because they've seen me doing the dragonflies, and all the dragon flag. I don't know,
dragon flag.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's fun, and Total Access was the best decision ever. I don't have to go to the gym. I have everything here at my home, to exercise. I even do when I'm vacationing. I
Right.
went to Brazil, I went to San Diego, and I was doing this, every day because I have the videos and I can carry you with me everywhere I go.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just easy, it's just doable, it's sustainable.
It
So
saves
I
you
have,
time. It saves you money. It's changed your life. It's teaching your
yes.
kids.
And guess what? After over than 1 year, not only I get incredible results in regards to my cellulite and I'm much more firm and toned, really. Um, I have no injuries, no pain at all.
Right.
My
Right.
my nothing hurts.
Right.
And
That's huge.
yeah, we have the good burn and that's all. That's
Yeah.
all we have.
So let's see your bicep. Let's
Oh my
see let's see
gosh,
a
look
look of the
right
bicep.
here. Like all of them.
Yeah, there
And
we
this is
go.
why
Look.
it needs to get better, but yeah,
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah. Like definitely. Love it. Love it. So such awesome progress.
Yeah,
Wow, I can see why you're confident. Like it's obvious inside and out. It's
yeah,
obvious.
yeah.
Your photos tell a lot, but I know they don't show like
The
everybody
reality,
shows.
the
Yeah,
100% of the reality.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But
People notice
I
that,
yeah,
and yeah.
I thank everybody for sharing them though. I mean, all you ladies who post all those photos, like the ones who know
Oh,
what
this
they're looking at, know what they're looking at.
this is the least we can do, Joey. We've been there before, and we know that there's so many women struggling out there, and you just graciously, put your gift and you share everything with us. And like I said, you don't know how much impact you had and you have and you always have in my life.
Thank you.
So not only made me save money, not undergoing to a crazy procedure,
And the
but
surgery you were possibly going to go get.
yeah.
Oh, that would have
So
been bad.
yes, so yeah, so I mean, it's everything. Thank you doesn't do it, but
Okay. Just
yeah,
you following through and getting the results and doing this podcast and continuing to share your progress photos and story. That's the thank you. That's the thank you. And I appreciate that big time. It means so much. Because I know this is going to be seen and heard by other women, just like the other ones, just like Lauren's, just like Cindy's stuff, just like the other ones who are in audio only, just the written ones. Like those stories of real women are what make new women say, all right, I found what I need. I'm going to do
Mhm.
this. I I do not like when people, let alone women, are misled. They're told to do the wrong things. They're told to push harder. They're told you got to eat cleaner. They're told all the wrong stuff. I, as a master's degree exercise physiologist, know that it's all wrong. Whether those people know they're teaching wrong material or not, I know it's wrong. I do not like that. I do not like seeing people waste parts of their lives doing the wrong things, getting injured, getting worse, not getting the results they want so that they can live their life the way they're supposed to be living life without this preoccupation of all this other stuff they're still trying to fix every day. So by you sharing your story, it allows others to realize, oh, okay, this is real. So for me, the joy comes in being able to impact somebody like you after you've been on that roller coaster, after you've hurt yourself, after things have gone wrong, to know that somebody else like you is going to stumble upon this or some other thing and then see this and find their answer. That's what drives me to keep doing it because I want to keep bringing this gentle, unique method, not just for women, for guys too. Like your husband does some of my
Yeah,
stuff as well, right?
yes.
And
Mhm.
I do it. Like I'm the perfect
Yeah.
product of my methods, right? But it happens just so happens that the way I go about training myself, my private coaching clients, my remote coaching clients, everybody who uses Total Access is gentle and sustainable, and it's so conducive to what a woman needs in her life so that she saves time, she
Mhm.
gets awesome results, she enjoys and looks forward to the exercise training, the stretching sequences, the recipes that are crazy delicious, never have to be on a diet again, and makes your body change for the better and sets the example for the whole family, and everybody can participate because it's doable for everyone. So
Mhm. Doesn't matter the level you are at,
no, you could
you
be a
always can
complete
modify
beginner.
the
I have complete
exercises.
beginners coming into my world, totally sedentary, and we have advanced people who've tried everything and they're still looking for that. Where is that thing I'm looking for? Because I know I haven't found it yet, right?
Mhm.
So we help everybody. So before we wrap up, Let me see if I have any notes here. Anybody listening, if you want to get started on the program, whether it's the freebies or you want to come right to coaching with me, private remote coaching, I'm usually busy. It usually takes at least a few weeks to a month or two to get in my schedule for private coaching. But this starts with the freebies, fitnesstraining.live, just like it sounds, fitnesstraining.live. You'll get links to freebies to get started literally today. You get a link to join our optional Facebook group. You don't have to be a member of Total Access to join the Facebook group. You're welcome to come in there. We'll help you. We'll get you going, and you're most likely going to sign up for Total Access anyway when you see what's going on with everybody.
If you're smart enough, you will.
What's that?
If you're smart enough, you will.
If
you're smart enough, you
smart
will.
Enough, yes. Starts at fitnesstraining.live. If you want to see Marcia's photos and all the other photos that have been posted that you may not have seen yet, like Diana's, Lauren's, Christina's, so many. I'm not going to bother going down the list again. So many. Come join the group. Come get on the email list. Get the freebies. You'll get the photos and the success stories, and you'll get more success stories. Marcia, is there anything you want to share as we wrap up to that person who's listening right now?
Well, I just wanted to say, if you are out there and you're struggling with cellulite, this is your main goal, and you're struggling with your fitness somehow, I just want to say that I've been there before. I know what you're feeling. I know that this can beat you up and take you to a really dark place, and you don't want to be. So I just want to say, search no more, because you found the right training, the right nutrition, and the right mindset. You need to get ready. You need to be ready for this, but it works. And by sharing my story, I don't want to brag. I don't want to say, well, I got all these results. I just want to say, this is possible for a busy 43-year-old mama, full-time worker. This is possible. And I'm here today to share my story. If I can inspire one woman out there who is living the same struggle that I was living before, that's totally worth it. They say when you are on an airplane, they say, well, in an emergency, you can have the masks, the oxygen masks are going to fall above your head. Put the mask before you help others. So I put in my mask, and now I'm here to help others, to spread the news and say this works. Joey knows, and just give it a try and you won't regret it.
Thank you. This, before we close, this reminds me, there's another recent success story. So recent, like it's not etched into my mind yet. A woman named Zelda, who was going beast mode. Like I don't know if you saw hers, but no. She was training hard. Like she was like gym girl. Okay. Like Lauren. Lauren says she was a self-proclaimed gym rat, right?
Yeah, gym rat. Now we're gym bunnies.
Gym bunnies. You ladies are my gym bunnies. Zelda, I don't want to get expectations high, but she posted like after 3 weeks, she's like, I can't believe this. This is crazy, but I'm sharing this.
I saw it. I saw it briefly, but I saw it in the group. Yeah.
All right,
it's crazy. I know. Just 2
amazing.
Pictures. Yeah, it's amazing. I saw it.
She's like, where has this been? Like,
I know.
I'm never going back to the other hardcore stuff.
I know.
Like, this is it. Like, sold. And her photos are awesome.
Trust me, I know. That was me too. Yeah.
So, all right. So I know in the future, we're going to do a follow-up, because this is, we're only 1 year into your success story. Yes. As the journey unfolds, we'll revisit this for sure. We're going to check on further progress in the future, inspire more people. So as we wrap up episode number 4, Fitness Whisperer podcast, with our success story guest, Marcia Sampaio Campos. Marcia, thank you. Sending much, much love to you, the hubby, the kids. Give them my love. It was great seeing them before we started recording.
Yes, I will. They loved it too.
I'll see you in the group, okay?
Yes. Peace, love, and light.
Much love.
Bye.
Peace, love, and light.
Much love to you.